Hey, everybody. How are you? Oh, my goodness. It's Sharon, RN2 CEO. I really think I'm so cool when I do that. But once again, it's so great to have you in the spotlight. And this time I decided not to show up by myself because, I've been doing a lot of these talks and it's just me like a talking head. And I'm like, it's time that I get some more people in the chair with me. And so today, darlings, we are going to have an amazing time. And I decided to reach out to someone that I met on social media. And I thought she was so cool. She's Caribbean and she's a doctor and she has a line of vitamins called Irie vitamins, like I'm Jamaican and everything else, right? So what does that have to do with anything? Everything. So I want you guys to stay tuned. And I am going to read a little bit about her just to introduce her. So just a very short bio. Okay, so Dr. Kayleen Tuitts. Got it. Okay, otherwise known as your Caribbean doctor. She is a board certified family medicine physician, best-selling author of Be Irie, a Caribbean handbook to develop healthy habits, and the creator of Irie Vitamins. It's a natural nutritional supplement line. She helps busy single moms achieve optimal health on the go. Hey, Doc, welcome on Into the Spotlight with yours truly.
Awesome. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun because as you can see, I'm not one of those reporters like, we're going to let our hair down and have fun about it today. And the reason why I chose to, and I'm also going to share this. So just give me a second here. People, we're going to share this. It's going to be some really important information that you will want to hear. And it's a little bit of my journey because when people say, oh, you're known as RN to CEO, what is that? It's really a lifestyle. It's how I choose to create a business around my lifestyle. But what I understood or started to understand while in this process was that I couldn't be an entrepreneur or treat entrepreneurship the way I treated myself as a nurse because we were just on the go, 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 go. And I'm like, oh my God, now I have to nurture. So when the R is for nurture, and the R is for recognize, and the N is to nurture. You see the two, yourself and your business.
Okay.
Right?
I like it. I like it.
So that's it's really about that. I needed that. And so other nurses would, who have joined me, or whether they're clients or they're a part of our network, it's really about how we care about ourselves. And that's why I chose to kick this series off with you. So thank you for saying yes.
Thank you. Yes, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you have to be willing to take care of yourself first before you can take care of others.
Absolutely. And as a medical doctor, you know that best. So tell us a little bit about, so we know you're a medical doctor, went to school, did all of that stuff, but you decided to focus on health. And what I love, like I said, the Caribbean, especially for us who are from Caribbean and Africa, we love our starchy foods. Lord, we love the yam, banana, pumpkin, all at once on the same plate. So tell me why you chose to, that is like what you chose to focus on when it comes to us taking care of ourselves. And so a little bit more about that. So go right ahead.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Trinidad and Tobago. I was born there and grew up in New York City, Brooklyn, New York. And as most of us know, there's a large Caribbean population there. And I actually got into health and medicine because I saw my grandfather take care of my grandmother who had a massive stroke due to high blood pressure and diabetes. And as I progressed along my career, I noticed predominantly in the African-American community, most of the diseases that affect us are lifestyle diseases. And so when I say lifestyle diseases, we're talking about diabetes, which comes from starches, sodas, sweets, cake, all the ice cream, all those things that we like to eat. High blood pressure also comes from things that we eat. So hot sauce, adding a lot of salt to our food, pork. Now I work in the South, so there's a lot of pork chops and everything has salt in it. Potato chips, pork rinds, you have to have the skin on the meat of everything. And there's a lot of education around that. Cholesterol is another thing that affects African American communities. So heart disease is due to high cholesterol. Strokes is due to high cholesterol. And so I found that if we learned how to eat better, and if we learned how to treat ourselves better, we would essentially teach our children how to eat and behave better so that we can cut this generational curse of high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, strokes, because those are all things that are preventable. And so it all starts with what we eat, and food is medicine. And if I am able to educate people around that, then I can help them change their mindset around food, change their health, because I truly believe your health is your wealth. And in order for you to be able to work and make money and to be successful, you have to be healthy. You have to take care of yourself. And if you don't do that, you're going to end up spending all that money and all that time investing in healthcare bills and medicines and pills and doctor's bills. And I see it too often. Patients retire and now they get sick and they're spending all their time in the doctor's office, can't travel or do anything. So that's what my goal is, to prevent that from happening.
Wow. And you know what? And I celebrate you and appreciate all that you do, because I saw before we came on, in full transparency, I started to tell her why I chose to do the series, right? The series. And there, those of you, you know me, you're familiar with this. Sharon is just going to tell it like it is. So it was just like, you know, I don't know where I was going. And I went to the store and I went in to purchase a bra. And the lady said to me, so what's your bra size before the pandemic? And before I could even get insulted, she was saying, don't worry about it. I ask everybody that because everybody gained weight. And so I closed my mouth because we're not allowed to touch anybody. So I just guesstimated and assumed what I wore. And of course, when I came home, it was the wrong size, but you know, but she said it. And I was just like, everybody gained weight during the pandemic. And I'm like, is this a norm? And also for those of us or like me, I'm still paying the gym $25 a month. It looks cute, but I'm not going. And I wasn't sure if I was going to go. And it's been over a year. They're getting that money. And then, you know, things are getting a little bit snug. And so I decided to hire myself a trainer. And of course, while I'm hiring the trainer, I'm all nervous and I'm there eating nuts the whole time. So I'm like, yeah. So you're a trainer? So how many days a week do I have to lift up heavy weights? And he answered all my questions. And until one point he said, you know, so I said, oh, I'm having those pistachios. And I'm like, oh, and he said, you know, a handful of those are good. So, and then I was like, I'm hiring you. Instead of telling me like I was eating too much, he just did it in such a way like, oh yeah, a handful of those are great. I think by then I'd eaten a whole bag. Right? So sometimes we get into stress eating. And so we want to speak to a lot of, especially my frontline workers. Okay. I've spoken to a lot of them. Like I said, some are friends, some are clients who have gained the weight, but they want to be healthy mentally and physically. And so how does somebody start again?
Yeah. So when you're starting your health journey, it's an entire mind and body experience. And essentially it does start with the mind. It's all about your mindset. And so what does it take to actually make a commitment and be persistent in terms of losing your weight? It all starts with your why and your mindset. And it has to be something deeper than just, oh, I want to look good in my clothes. Oh, I want to get ready. A lot of people are motivated by events like I'm getting ready for a wedding and they want to lose weight. So they do it. And then once they get married, they put on the weight plus some, right? But most people are motivated because of some kind of event that has happened in their life, whether they got sick themselves, they're diagnosed with diabetes or hypertension, or somebody close to them got sick or died. And that's what truly kind of sparks a light in their under the fire. But sometimes that's not enough. You have to dig a little deeper, because it's those days when you're by yourself, when nobody's there to root you on, that you need to find a way to continue to push yourself to make that right choice. If you're at a party or an event and you see cake and ice cream and soda, how do you discipline yourself to say, you know what, I just want some water. Thank you, I'm okay. And that takes a lot of practice. and a lot of discipline to do. And nobody's saying it's not okay to eat cake and ice cream, but you just can't do it every day. It's those moments when you're by yourself watching TV late at night. Okay, now you're having these food cravings. What are you going to do? Are you going to get up and go get that bag of pistachio nuts and eat it all? Or are you just going to take a handful and be satisfied with that? And so portion control is another way to kind of help with that. And so I always say get an accountability partner, whether that's a personal trainer. Usually I tell my patients, get your spouse or your household on board, especially with your kids. Make it fun, make it something that everybody can work towards, and then create little reward systems along the way. And don't reward yourself with food, reward yourself in other ways. So if you're someone who eats out a lot, maybe take that money that you would have spent buying Chick-fil-A or McDonald's, save it, and then at the end of the month, whatever you save, get yourself something nice that you always wanted. And it's just getting creative with it and having fun with it, or creating new recipes. There's so many different recipes you can find online. I love going to Pinterest and just typing in chicken recipes. Yeah. You can make in 30 minutes and make it fun. And so it's just about creating a whole new atmosphere and mindset around your thoughts around food. Even when you're at work for healthcare workers, instead of bringing in the donuts for breakfast for everybody, how about bringing in a fruit bowl? Or for lunch, instead of going to the cafeteria, how about you guys do a potluck and bring in healthy foods that all of you can share. I know it's a pandemic, can't really do too much of that right now, but those are some things you can think about outside of the box in terms of making changes that can help you with your weight loss goals.
Wow, and that's the thing right now. You spoke about discipline, being disciplined, and consistent, and the accountability too. But what I found out that even when I try with the foods, so now I decide that I'm going vegan, maybe for 2 weeks. So I'm like, I'm going to I still want my Caribbean food, but I don't want no oxtail, no this, no that, any of it. So I decided I'm going to make some vegan stew peas. Next thing I know, the vegan stew peas full of dumpling. So I said to my family, I said, what's that? I said, vegan stew peas. They said, that? Yeah? You want some? Nope. But so it was just like, you're talking about the moderation. And then when I looked at it, I had everything you could think of, all the carbs. So how do you tell somebody like me who loved their dumpling, their yam, their banana, who just felt like everything needed to be in there? One of my friends texted me and said, Sharon, you need to stop yam. No, that means to eat. So she was just having fun with me. But she did. She said something to me, my friend, you know who you are. She said, all right, let's have some fun with this. How about, she asked me if I have an iPhone watch or something to monitor the steps. So let's talk about some fun ways. Because I know, you're from Trinidad. They have carnival. People love to dance. So tell me how I can put on some soca or something.
Yes, I'm going to carnival withdrawal right now.
The people at the church, Sharon is going to get dressed up, put some feathers on, and I'm going to work this weight off. Okay? God will understand. So tell us some fun ways how I could use my watch or whatever, my stepper, to count my steps so I can just release extra, the 19. Now we know what the 19 stand for.
Yes, those 19 pounds plus some. Yeah, so, okay, I love having dance parties at home. So usually parents that have kids, and if their kids are at home homeschooling too, especially last year, taking a break, playing some music and having a dance party. Could be 15, 20 minutes or as long as you want to, and just get busy with it. Try some new dance moves, learn your kids' dance moves, learn the stanky leg or whatever you want to call it. If you're Caribbean, wind down and get down low. That's part of squatting. You're tightening those thighs and your buttocks, and you can get down low as long as you can get back up. then you're having fun. You can even go outside and create like a little obstacle course and just have fun. You don't need to buy anything. You could take things around the house to create like a little like cones or something to represent cones and run around them, and maybe set a timer and race your kids and see who's going to finish this course the fastest and have a little prize at the end. Other things you can do for fun is maybe have a challenge with some of your girlfriends and say, okay, we're going to do steps. Who can walk the most steps in a week? And then you can have something at the end of it to celebrate, maybe like a Zoom party or something like that, so that you can celebrate your success in terms of checking in with all of your friends and making sure you're holding each other accountable. I like the app, MyFitnessPal, because you can do group things with your friends and hold each other accountable. So you could check in and say, okay, this is what I ate for the week. This is how much activity I've done for the week. And you can see each other's progress, and that can motivate you. Other fun things, I usually tell some of my patients who, especially like say you suffer with arthritis or back pain, knee pain, there are several YouTube videos that you can get, that you can look at home that will teach you how to do modified exercises while sitting down. So I do not give my patients any excuse not to move. Even if you are in a wheelchair paralyzed, if you can move your arms, move your arms. If you can move your waist, move your waist. You just have to be creative with it. And there are tons of YouTube videos that you can look up to say, okay, how can I work my abs when I have arthritis or I just had knee surgery? And they'll give you ideas in terms of how to do that. And so those are some of the things I would recommend.
Yeah. And, you know, while listening to you, and I'm talking here, and as you can tell, I'm having fun with this. I love my interviews to be fun, and it does so much for the mind, because we understand we're going to talk a little bit about the immune system, right? And so, and we're not going to get overly technical, everybody. It's just like when you have fun and you start to smile and it makes you feel happy, it strengthens the immune system. And many of us who are nurses, and of course, if you're just tuning in, I have Dr. Khalid Tuitts.
Yes, Dr. Kalani.
I always say Kalani, but it's Kalani. Okay, guys, yes. It's Dr. Kalani, and she is here just sharing with us. We're having fun about how we can have fun, move our bodies, take care of ourselves, and using food as fuel. And so we've all, especially frontline workers and everybody else, the stress from working those long hours and showing up and supporting people, it takes a toll on our immune system. And so I decided, you know, I went and had a complete checkup. I looked at that A1C and it's right there, right? I'm not even saying there, it's right there. And I'm like, okay, we're not playing. We're not going up here. We're going to keep it down. So I know I needed movement because, like I said, I'm not back in the gym, and I used to love my spin classes and had to find other ways and how to stay in action. But then I decided I wanted to take care of my immune system, my vitamins and so forth. So we're not giving medical advice, but she is a medical doctor. So we'll just talk about some of the things that you've done or I've done. I know that I started upping my vitamin C, my D3s and so forth. And so how can we use those to maintain or strengthen our immune system?
Yeah, so before we even talk about supplements, number one is mental health. So especially for our healthcare workers who are working double shifts because we're short on nurses, doctors are tired, everybody is just COVID out. You have to protect your mental health. And so if you need to speak to someone just to release the stress of just seeing a lot of death and sickness around you, certainly seek mental health and counseling. That's very important for us to stay healthy, or find an outlet or a group of friends where you can just let things go. Don't hold it inside, because a lot of us, when we hold things inside, it actually makes us sicker. Number two is getting sleep and rest. And I know that's hard for some of us in the healthcare field, but it's very important that you take if you need to take a day off, take a day off and just stay home, de-stress, don't talk to people and just watch TV. Sometimes I say it's okay to Netflix and chill and just kind of decompress yourself so that you can feel better the next day so that you can help others. And obviously exercise is another way to boost endorphins, to help your mental health, to help your physical health as well. But then when you start to talk about preventing fatigue, making sure you're staying hydrated. A lot of times we are just going, and we don't realize that we didn't drink any water since we woke up this morning. We may have drank a cup of coffee or something, a stimulant to keep us awake, but you actually need a lot of water to help prevent fatigue, also to help your kidneys flush properly, help your skin, it helps your skin glow. It helps your cardiovascular health, lowers blood pressure, lowers blood sugar and everything, and it helps to flush out all the toxins. So it's very important to stay hydrated. And then making sure you're eating a plant-based diet with lots of vegetables and salads and all those antioxidants helps you to fight infection, helps to reduce inflammation, helps to with your gut health in terms of having proper bowel movements and things like that. A lot of times we feel sick because a lot of the hormones and the chemicals are in our stomach called serotonin, that affects our mental health as well. And if you don't have a proper balance of your hormones, you can feel sluggish during the day and tired and fatigued. And so it's important that you take care of be cautious of what you're putting in your body. So then when we start talking about COVID-19, and right now the flu season's about to start, and cold and flu season, you want to take things that are going to boost your immune system. And yes, the studies out there, some of them are not as strong as others, but I'm a firm believer that just because the research isn't there doesn't mean that it doesn't have any benefit, because the study just may not have been done yet. And so for some people, things work, some people, things just don't work. And so it's up to you to talk to your doctor first, make sure it's something safe you can take. But certainly you can try certain things. So yes, we were talking earlier about zinc and how that boosts your immune system, helps your immune cells fight viral infections. That's why they're promoting zinc a lot with COVID-19 and other viral infections. Making sure that you're getting enough vitamin D. And I was telling you earlier that you should take vitamin D with vitamin K, because vitamin D can actually go to your heart and potentiate, or vitamin D helps you with the absorption of calcium. And you want to direct that calcium to your bones and not to your heart. Because if the calcium goes to your heart, it can potentially increase your risk of cardiovascular disease. So if you take the vitamin D with K, it will go to your bones to strengthen your bones. And vitamin D also helps with your immune cells to reduce infection. Other supplements you may want to take are elderberry extract. A lot of us have heard about that. Especially during the cold and flu season, I think everybody, even children, can take elderberry extract that helps to strengthen your immune system as well. And then what else? Definitely reducing things that help to lower your sugar, help with your metabolism. There are certain things like CLA and cortisol. Those are different types of supplements that you can take to help with cravings. 5-HTP is a good one that helps to cut cravings, lowers your stress level, helps with anxiety, helps you with sleep. And it's great to take to help cut those sugar cravings.
Well, I just felt like I sat through a nutrition class.
Sorry.
Awesome. No, but that's good because it's making sense. A lot of us, we're hearing it and we're like, okay, yeah, because we'll tell our patients to do it, but are we really doing it? But this is good stuff. This is the good nutrition that now that we're ready to understand it and to actually listen to it. So I really want to thank you. I really want to thank you for that. So guys, let me tell you something. This has been an amazing, fun interview because it's my journey, it's my story. And then I'm seeing other people, I'm bringing them along to hold me accountable. Where I'm there with a trainer, I'm like, one morning, I'm like, oh, I felt like a Teletubby, and he started giggling because he's always serious. I'm like, I'm supposed to do what over here? And I said, oh God. And he laughed, so then I said, okay. He said, you're doing great. I'm like, thank you. So sometimes we get a little hard on ourselves. So it's just extending grace and understanding that, hey, we're worth taking care of. Putting the oxygen mask on first. And like you said, we can't do anything from an empty cup. Running on fumes is no good. So it's time to take care of our mental health and our physical. And because you know what, when we take care of ourselves, I'm more fun when I'm like this, when I work out and I feel great. And now I have a grandson. Trying to catch him on the floor. I'm like, this little boy is either I'm slow or
I
he's
know.
fast. So I'm like, okay, we got to do something about it because it's fun getting down on the ground, but trying to get back up.
Yeah,
All
but you
right,
got
so
to have the energy to play with him.
yes,
So you're doing the best thing you can for yourself right now
yes,
by exercising to boost your stamina and your metabolism so that when he gets older, you can catch him.
yeah, I know, because now he's at 8 months, 9 months, he's starting to walk, holding on, and things like that. So, we're all in different seasons of our lives. And I'm glad that we've had this opportunity to speak. And I'm going to give you this time to tell folks how they can connect with you, Dr. Kalanick. Did I say it?
You did. You got it, girl.
I did. I wanted to get all fancy and put a accent on the E, but no, that's not it. Right. So, Doctor, just tell folks how they can connect with you. And if they wanted to reach out, you're more than welcome to do so.
Yes, so my name is Dr. Kalani Tuitts. I'm a board certified family medicine physician, best-selling author, and the creator of Irie Vitamins, a natural nutritional supplement line. You can find all my supplements at irievitamins.com. And then also, I always recommend that you do a consultation before you just go picking up supplements, because there are so many different things on the market, and a lot of them don't have all the true ingredients that you need to help you with whatever ailment you're trying to treat. And then also sometimes there are side effects that can occur if you're taking other medications. So it's very important that you speak to your doctor or to someone else like myself about taking certain supplements to help with your weight loss or your mood or whatever you're taking the supplements for. And so usually I do a free consultation at meetdrkalani.com. That's meet, meetdrkelenne.com. And so thank you again for having me on this platform. You are so much fun to talk to.
Thank you.
And yes, prevention is the key to everything. And I truly appreciate this opportunity.
Thank you so much. And I want to say to those of you out there that's watching this, or whenever you see this, take care of you. It's been a rough couple of months for all of us, and not just healthcare workers, but I'm getting a little emotional, to the people that we know and we trust and we love them. So take care of you. Please do that. You are worth it. Yeah, you can't give anything from an empty cup. You cannot operate just on fumes. And like she said, the doctor said before, if you need to speak to somebody, get somebody to talk to, professionally, whichever way, because we've all seen a lot and experienced that. And you only have one you. And, I'm talking about RN to CEO, but be the CEO of you. That's the decision we need to make. All right, everybody, online, RN to CEO, you can find me there, the Addison Media Group. I'm everywhere. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, everybody, we'll see you in the spotlight. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye.